commission in TLU, we were hoping that suggestions would come out to solve the problem about congestion and where we're going in the future. I'm one that has supported and will continue to support the raising of monies for our infrastructure, because the importance to compete globally is on transportation, and we have not kept up. It's that simple. I'm a little frustrated when people come out with the idea there's a magic wand. You might as well have this pencil doing it. Someone is going to pay, and how we pay for it, it has to be decided, and that's going to be up to the chairman and members of this committee. And how we raise those dollars we have to do. I'm pleased with the report. I'm a little disturbed about some people that don't agree that the money should be raised. We all do it with private-public endeavors. That can play part of it. Tolls can play part of it. But overall, we're going to have the public participate in upgrading this infrastructure. It's 50 years old. And only one question, and you're debating the discussion, and by the way, welcome, Jack, glad to see you back down there, and Mr. Stanky, good to see you here, and Mr. Rose. I got all these nice people on this panel, I'll tell you that right now. But you mentioned that the gentleman from California mentioned the counties putting taxes. In this proposal, is this an interstate transportation proposal, or does it include intra? I mean, this is what I'm interested in.
Congressman, what we tried to do in our report is identify areas for investment of genuine national interest. And so I would think that would predominantly be interstate travel, although in metropolitan areas quite a bit of it may be intrastate. We recognize that there are a lot of needs out there that they're all important. It's just they're all not the responsibility of the federal government. And what we tried to do in our report is identify those areas like freight, metropolitan mobility, safety, that really rose to the level of genuine national interest so that we could refocus the federal program at those areas.
The reason I ask that, because you recognize when Eisenhower passed the first highway bill, it was, one of my arguments was it went east and west, or west and east, and we need to develop north and south. And that's crucial. And I do expect, you know, the communities being involvement, and if they know they're going to get their tax dollars spent right there, I think they're more inclined to support it on an intra system. And we're going to be writing this bill with the idea of a national transportation system, which includes rail, includes highways, includes new bridges, et cetera, so we can compete globally. I know it's been mentioned before, but China is building more highways now than and we have totally in the United States. Because they want to be able to compete, and they want to connect one another, their provinces with one another, which made our nation great. We just got behind. And when people say, well, we can't afford it now, boy, oh boy, I have an old saying, you know, you should plant the tree today, you should have planted 20 years ago. You shouldn't wait any longer. And we shouldn't wait any longer on this transportation. Again, Mr. Chairman, I appreciate your indulgence and appreciate your leadership in this issue, and I just hope we can come up with a solution to a problem. Mr. Schweinendorf?
I would just add that the National Freight Program that we're recommending and the National Rural Access Program that we're recommending would both provide for upgrading the kinds of corridors that you were talking about.
I thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I assure the gentleman